Sorry. I'm sure it's network problem. Kindly let us be patient. We'll be back.
Yes. Can you hear me now? I'm back.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Please let me quickly. I'm very sorry. Like Dr. Jeppe said, it's network problem. Okay. I was saying that as religious leaders, when we have this kind of situation, conflict, and we say, you people should keep quiet. Your wahala is too much. I want you to jacket firm, you too, firm. Or I don't want to hear anything from this group again. And from this group, it is good. What you have done is negative peace. But if you do not have the intention of following up to find out what caused the conflict and to address those issues, what we have done is to leave negative peace unattended to, and this may eventually lead to more destructive conflict. Yes, our positions of authority, we can use it to cease fire, to bring ceasefire among the parties, to force them to keep quiet, to stop further deterioration. But if it is not quickly backed up with attempts, with efforts to address the underlying conflict, then it is not good enough. In negative peace, injustice and structural violence are allowed to continue. But we should not allow it for long. Otherwise, we may have on our hands a more destructive conflict than the one we stopped initially. Positive peace is negative peace plus social justice. In other words, there are no violence, and also we are addressing, or we have addressed and we have put in place structures or mechanisms to keep addressing conflict or violence. It is the absence of war or hostilities or direct violence plus the presence of social justice. But more than social justice, the presence of things, either mechanisms or processes that we can use to address conflict so that conflict will be less destructive and more constructive. We have learned that conflict can be beneficial. Conflict can be constructive. So we have positive peace. And before I go into that, and that conflict is inevitable in human relationships because of our differences. The fact that we are in the same religion, we are from the same ethnic group, we are in the same political party, this do not mean that we not have conflict. And this doesn't mean that when we have conflict, it is something bad. No. No. The fact that Elijah wants to eat something different from what Elijah wants to eat, and that is only one pot of stove or cooking whatever that is available, that doesn't mean that, something terrible is happening. It just means that they have differences in their tastes for that night. All it requires is, okay, do we have a way of mediating, of handling issues like this. That is what we refer to as presence of conflict management processes, mechanisms, and institutions that deal with conflicts in fair and non-destructive ways. For instance, many times as religious institutions, as religious organizations, we usually don't have, generally speaking, a unit, a department that handle conflicts. We will have units that handle our technical things, that handle sound, projector, generator. We have technical units. We have units that handle our security and our protocol. We have units that handle maybe our food when we have events where we have to make food. We have units that handle our music. We have units that handle how to train our children to become, to learn the whole of Holy Quran. But many times, we do not have units that handle our conflicts. We even sometimes have units that handle things that have to do with marriage. This one wants to marry this one, this one wants to do this one, that one. But a unit that handles conflicts is usually lacking in religious organizations. And why is that? Because we feel that our leaders are divinely endowed with the ability to resolve conflicts. And that is not so. Nobody is naturally born with the skills, with the abilities to transform negative, dysfunctional conflicts to positive conflicts. No. I'm certain that some of us, or most of us rather, will have felt bad about how some conflict we were involved in was handled by somebody older than us, or somebody that is our superior in our religious group. Some of us, we are still even nursing some kind of animosity against such people that they should have handled it better. Or at least they're supposed to be more experienced than us. And this and that. The fact is, the truth is, hardly do we have religious leaders taking courses on conflict management. They are busy. They are busy. Now, I'm throwing this challenge to us as religious leaders. If in our group we don't have a unit or a department that manages conflict, that comprises experts, people well trained in conflict, that handle any type of conflict among our members or between our group and another group, let it be one of the takeaways for us in this course, that we will propose it, or if we are the most superior in our group, we will form that kind of group and train and have people train. Once you have that kind of group or you propose them, we will help you train them. This kind of free training, we will hold it. Again, you can refer members of such committees, members of such units to us. Refer them to our course. We will train them so that you have maybe 5, 6, 7 people in your organization, maybe in a branch or at a level that are specialists in conflict management, such that when conflict happens within your group, you refer it to them. When conflict happens between your group and another group, these people are involved. You see, if you're able to do this, for us at EMSMAN, it will be marvelous. It will be amazing for us. Let me give us a minute or two to hear our thoughts on this proposition. Anybody can just raise your hand, and then we call just a minute or two.